So good morning friends. So today we are going to discuss some questions regarding causes and effects of globalization. It is on IAL unit 4 questions. So far we don't have a proper MCQ question for this particular unit. So I am just trying to attempt to discuss some questions which I have selected from Google and some other sources. So let's check. So here I have given 3 questions. You can check that one. In that one, first question, in 2016, FDI inflows to Ethiopia rose by 46% and compared to 2015 to 3.2 billion. Actually, comparing to previous year, it was what happened to that one? It was increased by 3.2 billion. Which of the following is a foreign direct investment? So what do you mean by foreign direct investment? So the learning objective of this particular question is that you have to understand what do you mean by FDI. So option a tourist from US buying foreign currency to spend in Ethiopia. For example, that is buying a foreign currency to spend in Ethiopia. That is not at all a FDI. And then option B, a company is in US importing goods from Ethiopia. It is just an import only, not a foreign direct investment. A company in Ethiopia buying capital goods from abroad, that is also a kind of import only. They are buying some particular good from other country. That is also not be considered as a foreign direct investment. Option D, a US company setting up a manufacturing plant in Ethiopia. So that will be considered as a foreign direct investment in Ethiopia. For example, instead of constructing a company into USA, they are constructing a company in Ethiopia. For that time, they have to be invest a huge amount of money. That may be the reason why which the Ethiopia's foreign direct investment is increased by 3.2 billion. So option D is the right answer. Is it clear? Okay, then we will go for second question. Which organization strain on the trade liberalization of, for example, liberalization of foreign investment and foreign trade? Which organization is standing or which organization is working for the trade liberalization and foreign trade? International Monetary Fund. It is actually functions of International Monetary Fund is not relating to the trade liberalization or a foreign trade. It is about the monetary factors, not it is something about the money supply, not about, for example, you can able to buy and take a loans, and it is not about the trade. Then World Health Organization. Actually, World Health Organization having so many departments. So World Health Organization is basically relating to the medical field and the health of the citizens of the world, not about anything else. Then option C, the World Trade Organization. So WTO is a basic organization, is mainly standing or mainly conducting rounds for the trade agreements and trade liberalization methods, or restricting countries to imposing a trade restrictions. So like that. So here option C is the right answer and option D is wrong. International Labor Organization, that stands for the labor rights and labor protection and all those things. So from this question you can able to clearly understand that that is a very simple question. World Trade Organization is the organization which is standing for trade liberalization. Then which of the following is not a purportedly beneficial outcome for the globalization process? Actually, it is not a beneficial outcome for a globalization process. So there are 4 options is given. So the redistribution of wealth, addressing the disparities in economic resource allocation across the global through a sense of greater interconnectedness. Actually, it is not the process, it is not a benefit of globalization process, it is a disadvantage. So what are the problems created by the globalization? So option A will be the answer for this particular question, and I will reject why option others are wrong. A growing sense of global community resulting in supranational identities that is result from the population feeding closer to one another. That is a benefit of international trade or a globalization. Sharing of ideas and technologies and resources that can directly beneficial for the human security, such as the medical achievements. That is also one of the benefit of, well, we will say globalization. A global market has demonstrated the ability, if left unchecked, to reduce the poverty and make a sustainable economic growth. That is also we will be say that a benefit of globalization. So which one is not a benefit? That means that we will be selecting that option. Option A will be the right answer for this particular question. Option A will be the right answer, and all others three are the benefit of foreign trade. So I hope you guys are clear about that one. So I'm going for the next slide. Here also you can see a 4 question. So in question number 4, when we are discussing about question number 4, the movement to a free international trade is most likely to generate a short-term unemployment, which includes. So their question is saying that movement of free international trade. That means that without any restriction, trade is happening. It's most likely in short-term unemployment in which industries? Which industry it will be result of short-term unemployment? When you are going for international trade, it will be create a unemployment in a domestic economy. Yes, because if you are not having a what will be say comparative advantage, or you are not able to compete with the big multinational companies, so that time it will be result of some unemployment in your economy. So which industries will face that kind of unemployment is a question. So industries which there is neither imports nor export. In those industries, unemployment won't be happened, isn't it? They are not importing or exporting that particular product. So that time it won't be create any unemployment in those industries when we are going for a free trade. Import competing industries. Yes, that is the most important factor. For example, which are the product you are importing? Suppose in your country you are producing tuna, isn't it? If again tuna you are importing, that time what will happen? It will be a problem for your companies which are producing particular tuna or a tin fish. For example, your country having a MIFCO that will use to produce tin fish, and if you are importing particular tin fish from other countries, that will create some unemployment because in our MIFCO. Why? Because they can't able to compete with the big multinational companies, and that will be create what? Unemployment in the industries. Then when you're comparing to option C, the industries that are sell to domestic and foreign buyers, industries that are sell to domestic and foreign buyers, they are sells to, that means what? They are used to sell the domestic and foreign buyers, then it won't be a problem, it won't create any unemployment. Why? Because these are the industries which are selling, so your export is very higher and your sells to a domestic and foreign. For example, your domestic industry itself, you are having a market, at the same time you are having a market in other outside the countries even, so that time it won't be create any unemployment in that particular industries. Then that industries that sells to only the foreign buyers, so those industries are which selling only to the foreign buyers, that means that guaranteed export, so your product is inelastic demand, so that time it won't be create any unemployment in those industries. So which option is right? You know that which option is right? Yes, you can able to see that industries which are import competing industries, option B is the right answer. Option B is the right answer. It is clear. Option B is the right answer. Then question number 5, which of the following is not a feature of multinational company? So we knows about what do you mean by multinational company and which is not the feature of multinational company. So if you check the option A, it owns and controls the production in more than one country. Yes, then that is a multinational company, isn't it? When it owns and controls the production in more than one country, that is called a multinational company. It sets up the factories where it's close to the market. Actually, normally multinational company used to produce the goods and services very close to that particular kind of market. Then it sets up a factories where it's close to their market, that I already explained. Yes, that is also characteristic features of multinational company. Then it organizes production in a complex way. Yes, of course, it organizes production in a complex way. Because so many countries having a branches, so many labors are there, there will be so many barriers, there will be a diseconomies of scale, so all those things they are managing. So of course that is also a characteristic features of multinational company. It employs labor only from its own country. Yes, that is not a characteristic features of multinational company. So option D will be the answer. Why? Because it employs the employers from different countries and different part of the world. So it is not a features of multinational company. So which of the following is not a feature is the question. So it employs labor only from its own country is not a feature of multinational companies. Okay. Then it refers to the globalization which creates opportunity for all and ensure that it is benefit are better shared. So for example, it refers to globalization which creates the opportunity for all and ensures that its benefits are better shared. This is called what? Privatization. Is it called privatization? What do you mean by privatization? Privatization means changing the ownership from government sector to private individual. So that is nothing relating to that particular statement. Special economic zone, it is not a cess because it is not about the particular area earlier dedicated for this one. Then it is nothing about World Trade Organization even, isn't it? It refers to the globalization which create the opportunity for all and ensure that its benefits are better shared. That is called fair globalization. Yes, this is called fair globalization. Option D is the right answer because globalization is fair. When it will become fair, there won't be no differences in the benefit from the international trade. Everyone are getting a fair and equal benefit from the international trade. Then we will call that is called a fair globalization. So option D is the right answer, and question number 6, option D is the right answer. Okay, when we will go for question number 7. The impact of globalization has not been fair. Who among the following people have not benefited from globalization? There are some people, group of people they given among this one who will not get benefited from globalization. Well-off customers, yes, customers will be get better off because of globalization because they will be get a cheap price and a high quality products. A small producers and workers, yes, this is called the infant industry argument. That is actually a disadvantages for international trade or a globalization. Why countries are imposing trade restriction? Because in order to protect the infant industries, isn't it? That is called the small producers and workers. They can't able to survive in the globalization because they are not productively or allocatively efficient to compete with the multinational companies. So that time those firms and workers may be redundant or sometimes they will close down. So option B will be the right answer for this question. Then why option C is wrong? Skilled and educated producers, they will be getting a more demand. Why? Because through the globalization they will have a global demand. So if they have a particular skill and talent to produce a particular product, means they will have a comparative and a absolute advantage in the production of that particular product, and they can able to concentrate more and they can able to gain more from international trade. Large wealthy producers, they are called the multinational companies, they will always used to get a huge benefit from the international trade. So question number 7, option B is the right answer. I hope you guys are understood. So I am going for the next slide. So question number 8, when you are discussing about question number 8, what is the main motive behind the investment of multinational company? Tell me, what is the reason why they are investing? Multinational company are investing. Tell me, what is the reason? The main motive is to increase the assets and earn profit. Yes, of course. Multinational companies are not doing any charities. All the organizations basic objective is what? To profit motive. So they are also trying to get a more profit. So option A is the right answer. Then why option B is wrong? The main motive is the welfare of the people. It is actually not at all the objective of the firm. If it is something government multinational companies, even some government, Chinese government multinational companies are there. Even they are also not trying for maintaining the welfare of the people. So that is not always not the aim. The main motive of multinational companies is to offer financial support to the government of the country. Oh my God, that is not at all right. A multinational company will never provide any financial support. Sometimes some conditioned aid they will provide, that even with the interest rate and all those things. So it is not at all possible. The main motive of it is to benefit foreign countries. Main motive to benefit foreign countries? No way. It is not about the foreign countries or anything. It is only for their private profit. So that is the main motive. So option A will be the main motive. Option A will be the main motive for that particular firm. You can able to see that motive of to increase their assets and profit. That's the main motive. Okay. So when we will go for next question, the exports now finance over 80% of import. 80% as compared to 60% in 1985. The situation is achieved due to actually now exports now finance over 80% of imports. So what is the situation maybe leads to now we are exporting more compared to global trade as a percentage of GDP is increased, isn't it? From 60 to 80%. So international trade is increasing, means that is called what? Globalization. That is happened. It is this situation is achieved due to globalization. So option D will be the right answer because due to globalization only we can able to increase a more proportion of international trade. I hope you guys understood. So I am going for next question. I know that why other questions are liberalization If you are liberalizing even your exports now finance more than 80% compared, that is also not possible. Privatization, it won't happen. Disinvestment also, it won't happen. Liberalization means now export finance over 80% of imports. So liberalization possibility is there, but it is not the answer. Globalization is the reason for that one. Okay. So due to the globalization only it happened. Okay, if you are liberalizing, even other countries are not liberalize the trade means it won't happen. That's why option A is wrong. Okay, when we comes to the question number 10, which of the following is the best describes the term globalization? That is, you have to define what do you mean by globalization, which term will be defined as the globalization. So when you are going for question number 10, option D will be the answer. When goods and services are made in one country and sold in another, that is called globalization. Goods purchased from overseas by UK businesses and consumers, that is called their import. That is called their imports. The process by which the world is increasingly become one market. The process by which world is increasingly become one market is called globalization. Yes, option B is the right answer. Sorry for that. Option B is the right answer because the process by which the world is increasingly become one market, that is called a globalization. When a business produces goods in more than one country, that is called a multinational company. Then when a goods and services are made in one country are sold to another country, that is called export. That is called export. So which question is that? Which one is the best to describe the term globalization? So option B is the right answer. Process by which world is increasingly become one market without any restriction and all those things. That is called international trade. Then ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, is an example of which of the following? Tariff? No way. Tariff means what? Tax on imports. It is import? No. It is a trading block. We already know and we already studied that. It is an example of trading block. So ASEAN is not an export even. So that is a very simple question. You can easily predict the answer. Then I'm going for the next question number 12. Imports are features of global market. Which of the following is an example of a UK import? Which of the following is an example of UK import? A lamp made in China is sold to UK customers. Yes, that is the import. It is made in China, but it is purchased by the UK customers. Then they are importing from China. So option A is the right answer. A vase made in Spain is sold to customers in Spain. That is a domestic production and domestic consumption. It is not at all import. A table made in UK are sold to customers in Germany. That is an export. A kettle made in UK sold in UK customers, that is a domestic sale. So option A is the right answer. That is also a very simple question. You can easily understand that one. Exchange rate are important to the business that trade globally. Which of the following is true if a country's currency becomes stronger? When the country's currency becomes stronger, what will happen? It is a bad for the business that exports of goods are more expensive overseas. Once your currency appreciate, you know that what will happen? What will happen? Export price will increase. Once your currency becomes so stronger means what? It is appreciating. Once it is appreciated, what will happen? Export price will be greater than the import price. So it will be bad for the business that our exports goods are more expensive to the others. So option A is the right answer for that particular question. Bad for the customers as the price of imports will be increased. No, price of the imports will become reduced and imports will become more cheaper. So that's why option B is wrong. Option C is wrong. It's a bad for the business that exports the goods are less expensive to the overseas. No, it is export is more expensive only. So it is wrong. Bad for the business that imports raw material as the price will increase. Actually, when your currency become more strong, or import price will fall. So that option is wrong. So I'm going for the second last question. Which of the following is a benefit to the UK businesses of globalization? What is the benefit of globalization? They are asking. So being a vulnerable to the world economic climate, no way you will become. It is not the right answer. Increase the competition can leads to business failure. Increase the competition, that is not a benefit of globalization, isn't it? So access to a new and bigger market. Yes, that is a benefit of globalization because throughout the world it is open for you. Due to globalization, you have a market of around 200 countries. So you can sell it there and you can able to gain the profit. Multinational firms are increasingly powerful. some multinational firms are increasingly powerful. That is nothing relating to globalization. So it is not a benefit of globalization. That is a kind of disadvantage to globalization, not a benefit. So that's why in that particular question, which was the answer? Tell me which was the answer. Option C is the answer. It is access to a new and bigger market. Then when you are comparing to a particular question number D, okay, when you are sorry, question number 15, last question, last but not the least. Which of the following is true in relation to tariff? What do you mean by tariff? You knows about what do you mean by tariff. Tariff is a tax imposed on imported products. So buyers might be encouraged to purchase the home produced goods instead of import if tariff is imposed on imported products. Yes. Why? Because when a tariff is imported, what will happen? The price of imported products will be high. So when it comparing to the domestically produced goods and services, that price will be relatively cheap. So everyone will purchase what? Domestically produced goods and services. So option A is the right answer. Why option B is wrong? Tariff is restrict the number of imports a country can receive in a particular time period. It is not restricting any imports. It is just trying to reduce the quantity imported. Okay, which of the following is true in relation to tariff? It is not actually any restriction. It's a trade barrier only, but you can import as much as you want. There is no restriction for that. Tariff describes the trade between the countries that are members of the trading bloc. Actually, among the members of trading bloc, it won't describe any, because among the members of trading bloc there won't be no tariff. When tariff is imposed on imported goods, they will become cheaper to the market, or they will become expensive. So I hope you guys will understand. So thank you.